2020, free agency and trade period. These are just some of my thoughts and musings over the last few weeks. I think it's for me personally, I think we've had one of the best trade periods since, you can argue maybe 2013 when we had Sam Doherty and Dale Thomas come to the club, or if you want to go even further than that, maybe even 2007 when we brought along Chris Judd. Let's look at exactly what happened and who we brought in and what we gave up to bring in. So we know that we gave up pick 87 to Essendon, and we gave up pick 30 and 51 to Geelong. And in return, we had Adam Sard, Lockie Fogarty, picks 38, 48, 78, and obviously Zach Williams came through as a free agent. And for me, it was a fantastic period. It was calm. It was a calm period. I mean, usually, with us Carlton fans, probably for the last, let's just say this rebuild, I don't really think we've nailed trade period per se. I know last year was a good period. We obviously did get Jack Martin through the preseason draft, but for me, looking at Zach Williams and Adam Sard, for the first time, we've actually had our targets to fill needs for the team. And we know how we like to play. We know Teague's style of play. He likes to move the ball fast. He likes to take the game on. He likes to back his players to do the same. And I think Sard and Williams are going to be perfect for us in that regard. And the one thing as well, which kind of goes under the radar, is 2020 was the establishment of how we move the ball. I think prior to that, we were struggling to understand how we're going to score, how are we going to score efficiently. We just struggled. This year, 2020, it was more about, okay, well, we've got our offensive game plan set. We know how we want to move the ball. We know how we want to set up. We want to, press high, turnover, and go there. I think that's, for the most part, how the league is going. But for me, spoke about it throughout the trade period, through the live shows. Sard and Williams provide just a get out of jail option. Watching Carlton over the years, particularly this group, we can get stagnant. Things don't go our way. The switch game doesn't work for whatever reason. I remember St Kilda really shut it down, and after that, teams found the blueprint to stop that. So the switch game's gone. We sometimes get a bit stagnant. We improved our kick mark game out of defence, but it still has some ways to go. So when things do get stagnant, and when teams do use a high press against us, we now have two players who, their first option when they get the ball is to run, not kick. And that's going to create energy. That's going to create a spark. Now, we know Adam Sard is going to play off the half-back line. We believe Zach Williams will probably start as a midfielder, but I can see him being flexible. We know Teague loves to move players around in more than one position, and that's just, I guess that's another hallmark of his coaching style. He doesn't really use, specialists too often in their roles. There's probably two or three that stay in their positions, and the rest are very versatile. So I'm excited. Sardi taking on players, running around big, lumbering forwards, trying to press up high. That's going to be fantastic. And it just creates angles, creates energy, and creates tackles. And I believe these two players in particular are just going to be another layer of just infectiousness. Is that a word? I don't really know. Anyway, a lot of talk about, should we have given up pick 8 for Williams? There was a lot of that back and forth. Obviously, we had a very staunch negotiation with Essendon. We knew Dodoro was involved. We know that he likes to drive a hard bargain. Yes, Adam Sard was uncontracted, and yes, the onus was on Essendon to get the deal done. However, it was very pleasing to go into the last day of trade period, knowing that our job was done and our targets that we had put ourselves out there to get were done, were achieved, and it's just something we haven't been able to do over the last few years. Last year was the Papley debacle. Then there was Cornelio and Shield, and to a lesser extent Tom Mitchell a few years back as well. So for me, 2020 trade period was a significant moment for this journey that this club's on, for the men's side, that is, whereby mature targets came through the door. Good players. I expect both of these guys to be top 10 players for us. Lockie Fogarty, look, I don't know much about him. That's the honest truth. I haven't watched much of him. Of the highlights that I've watched, He looks like he's a tough little bugger, loves the tackle, loves the physical side of things. And I think the main quote that Nick Austin said about him that resonated with me was that he makes good decisions in traffic. And that's important because when we, have those runs against us where teams this year have been kicking 5 or 6 goals in a row, you need someone that's going to be able to make those good decisions in the contest. And I think also, further to my point before, when teams get a run on us, we have Williams and Sarr to help generate offense from attack and just change things up. So I'm happy on that front. I think if you look back to, let's say, January or February, I think we all, if we were asked the question, will Carlton go to the draft with the first round pick, we all would have said no. I'm very confident that was the mentality. This was the year where we had to trade the first round pick to get established players through the door. So happy with that. The semantics of, we didn't have to use pick 8. Adam Saad could have come through the preseason draft. Well, yes, it is a possibility, but we don't know the other variables, the other clubs that could have swooped in. Yes, Saad said his intention. Yes, they said that he wouldn't do a medical or meet with any other club, but why risk it? We ended up getting a pick back in that deal as well, and we move forward. And the main thing is, if we make finals next year, we won't even worry about what happens with pick 8. That's just the reality. It also helps that the Bombers didn't get their man in the end. The only club to have a target and not get their man. So sucked in, Adrian. That's just what you get for trying to drive a hard bargain and setting double standards for what you believe to be a fair and reasonable offer. So that's that. I do want to get your thoughts overall on trade period and free agency period. Do you share the sentiment with me? What was the best trade haul for this group? I genuinely believe if it's not 2013 when we had Doherty and Thomas, Doherty obviously becomes a co-captain, so that's a big haul. Daisy, look, for whatever reason, we didn't get to see anywhere near the impact that he had at Collingwood, injuries and other things as well. But yeah, for me, it's probably the Judd trade period because that actually had impact immediately. And I think this trade period will be very much the same. So let me know what you think below and we'll have a good discussion about it. Also, we had obviously a 3-hour stream on the trade deadline period. It was a lot of fun, a lot of stress, I must say, because we had video quality issues and internet issues, and it was peak time, and that hurt the quality of the video, but after an hour or so, it got good and it fixed itself up. So I want to thank everyone who was there for the stream. I'm not sure if you enjoy that long format live stream. I really wasn't sure how it was going to be received, but we had a ton of fun. We loved it, and we had a little bit of a raffle as well. So I've got a few names here. Thank you to everyone who entered. One of you will win a free Carlton Guernsey. And without further ado, here is the winner. King Sora, there you go. Congratulations, you've won yourself a free Carlton Guernsey. Please, I'll get in touch with you, or you get in touch with me. Drop a comment below. I've only got your YouTube name, so I don't know where else I can find you, so please get in touch. And that signifies the 10th Guernsey we've given away in 2020. So that's just a testament to you guys who watch the videos, support the channel. You help with these exact situations here, and it's just good to be able to give back to you guys as well. So thanks very much. Talk to me about trade period in the comments below, and we'll go from there. Go the Mighty Blues.